even being a Discord freak ruins your life. Look, I take one. I totally got that. I use Discord. I have a Discord. Anybody who wants to suggest videos, put it in the Discord. We have a Discord section for that and for the VTuber clips. So I'm excited to see what's going on behind the scenes with the freaky weirdos. Let's watch it.
Discord is known to harbor some unsavory characters, from extremist edgelords to power-tripping moderators.
I had somebody in my Discord a long time ago when I used to stream League of Legends, don't look that up, but she went into my Discord and she was telling people in DMs, hey, if you unfollow Barry and come to my stream instead, I'll send you scandalous pictures. Yeah, that was pretty bad. At least 10 people unfollowed, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Gooners and everything else in between.
Someone called the tops, reporting the threat made
what about
on
the bottoms?
Discord.
The gamers,
I love this guy.
The moderator said, whoa, this is dangerous.
These idiots have done it all, and today I'll be introducing you to some of Discord's dumbest degenerates.
To start off today's video, I'd like to disclose to you all my genetic makeup. Thanks to today's sponsor, MyHeritage DNA.
All right, guys, let's explore my ethnicity. 37.4% Scottish and Welsh. All right. So I got some Celtic ancestry going on.
Nice.
21% English. Look, guys, I can't say I'm too surprised about that one. Given how white I am, you know, 16.8% Irish. All of this is clearing. Can we get some Mongolian? 9.8% Breton French region there, the like little peninsula thing. And then we've got some more ethnicities there, which I'm sure are very... Oh, it's just Norway, Denmark, Germany, and Sweden. So yeah, your boy is white as hell. So, but yeah, I think it's pretty interesting that I'm Scottish and Welsh. I didn't really know that. I just sort of assumed that was your basic Irish guy. Yeah, I mean, I'm a descendant of some sort of pagan Celtic wizard or warrior or something of that.
His powers are beyond our understanding.
MyHeritage will actually sort of compile people that may be related to you. And if you really locked in and rabbit holed this out, you could make an elaborate family tree. So
the MyHeritage kit comes with everything you need, and it takes 2 minutes to use. You swab your mouth out, mail back the sample, and in a week or so, you'll get your DNA results. People love yapping about their ancestry, and it's time that you knew where you came from so you can join the conversation here. You guys can get 10% off your own MyHeritage kit by clicking the link in the description or scanning the QR code and using code WAVY at checkout. So get you a kit and figure out where you're from like I have.
Discord user threatens to blow up twin towers of beer.
What? What's the alcohol percentage in Budweiser? Is it between 9 and 11%?
One morning in April of 2022, 26-year-old James Ricky Mead II must have woken up with the worst hangover of his life, because on this day he would declare war against beer itself.
What?
James posted in a Discord chat stating that he had plans to, quote, fly a plane into the towers of the Anheuser-Busch plant. Adding, I hope they got a terrorism insurance. The Budweiser plant
not covered.
in question was one local to him, that being the Anheuser-Busch factory located just 11 or so miles north of Columbus, Ohio. This production center was iconic within the local community, notable for its large twin towers.
They're pretty big.
James Ricky Mead had plans to recreate his own alcoholic version of 9/11. It was
to be a joke, right? Like, he was not gonna do this.
The jihad against
there was a kid in my school who ended up like having the FBI come because he typed on Twitter that he was going to bring a B word to the WH. Yeah.
barley malt and hops. While it's unclear what prompted Mr. Mead's threat against the Anheuser-Busch towers, the comment was apparently issued in a public Discord community chat for anyone and everyone to see. According to court records, an anonymous woman saw these messages in the Discord and decided to report the threat to authorities. After police picked up on the pissed-off Pilsner plotter, James Ricky Mead II was quickly arrested at his home by members of ATF and was charged with making a terroristic threat, a third-degree felony.
26-year-old
That's a
James
felony?
Mead II is accused of making the threat in a group chat on the social media app Discord in December, writing in part, "I hope they got a terrorism insurance plan the day before."
Things only got worse for
That's very funny.
Osama bin Laden here, as when investigators
I'm sorry. He's like the greatest commentator of all time.
discovered the man's occupation, they were furious. Turns out James was actually an Ohio National Guardsman. He worked in the state military and was allegedly plotting to destroy one of Ohio's most beloved state monuments. What a betrayal! At the time, Mr. Mead's rank was listed as specialist, and his military occupational specialty was air defense battle management system operator. So with this context, you could probably see why prosecutors were throwing the book at this guy. It's within reason to think this dude could get access to a plane and could have the know-how to perpetrate his Anheuser-Busch kamikaze threat. Investigators continued their background check and reportedly found other comments from James which promoted—
Oh, here we go. Actually, these are gonna be wild. I bet his logs are nuts.
—violence against law enforcement, minority groups, and women.
Damn,
Maybe James
and
was
women.
mad and wanted to blow up the beer factory because he was drunk when he posted this incriminating shit. You know, he's like, "This is all your fault." It also seems James wasn't alone in his online antics. Bizarrely enough, James Ricky Mead wasn't even the first person in his National Guard unit to get arrested for making threats on Discord. Just a week prior to his arrest, another member of his unit, 24-year-old Thomas Devlin, was arrested for allegedly making threats saying that he was going to shoot up a local Jewish school. A school that he was actually working at as a security guard.
Oh my God!
On Discord under the alias Patrick Bateman.
Wait. Bateman sounds familiar. Isn't it the guy from freaking American Psycho? Isn't that the American Psycho guy?
Thomas would say the following: "I'm at a Jewish school and about to make it everyone's problem." Then he said, "The playground is about to turn into a self-defense situation."
Oh my
Actual
God!
threat, Sam Hyde reference, who's really to say? But when you're in the military and a security guard at a fucking school with children, police don't care one way or the other. You're getting cooked.
Yeah.
Earlier this year, Devlin was indicted after being accused of making anti-Semitic and violent statements online. The U.S. Attorney's Office says the posts happened while he worked private security for the Columbus Torah Academy, a private Jewish school.
According to some sites, Thomas, like James Mead, also made threats regarding the Budweiser manufacturing facility in Columbus.
They all hate Budweiser. I guess it's because it tastes like piss.
Looks like both of these guys had beef with Budweiser. Yeah, it seems James and Thomas might have actually been friends. Aside from being in the same guardsman unit, they also worked for the same security firm. Their camaraderie would extend to the courtroom as well. Both men would eventually face sentencing for their alleged threats issued on Discord. James Ricky Mead would plead guilty to making those remarks about wanting to bomb Anheuser-Busch's Twin Towers.
Yeah, he needs to stop typing on Discord.
And the judge would give him probation with a suspended sentence of 3 years in prison that could be imposed if he violated his probation. So basically, he narrowly avoided jail time, and the court is keeping a close eye on his activities. Thomas Devlin, on the other hand, wasn't so fortunate. This guy got hit with—
I'm sorry, their names are just so crazy to me. Duke Devlin. Isn't he the guy from Yu-Gi-Oh! That mentioned the dice ass name?
some serious time, being sentenced to serve 6 years in prison. This is because it was found that Thomas, on top of Discord threats, was also manufacturing illegal ghost guns, which are essentially untraceable
3D printed
firearms that people can make with 3D printers or by other methods.
Guys, I have never done this. I'm just educated, okay? I do not have a 3D printer.
With the conspirators thwarted, Anheuser-Busch managed to avoid what George Bush couldn't, and their twin towers remain standing to this day. But while the beer factory may have escaped harm, that doesn't mean the store that sells the beer is safe. Discord mod threatens to attack a grocery store.
What?
This morning, a central New York man is charged after police say he threatened to carry out a mass shooting at a top store in the town of Manlius outside of Syracuse.
Well, we better get to the bottom of this.
Zachary Mullen, a 20-year-old New Yorker and rather caricaturesque-looking Discord user. Zachary would find out the hard way that threatening your local community and online chat rooms comes with serious consequences.
Guys, he's not my mod. Okay, before we get into this, my Discord mods are cool. They're bald and awesome.
You see, Zach landed on the radar of law enforcement after posting some extremely concerning messages to a Discord, which appeared to show him detailing a master plan to attack his local Tops grocery store.
Huh?
Location, Tops, Manlius. Date, next week. Expect...
No shot, he's typing all this. It's like a treasure map of terrorism.
Kills 1 to 2. Tops in Manlius.
He's not
Planned
top
date,
fragging.
Monday or Friday. Time around 1 or 2 p.m. I can use my dad's shotgun one last time. That's a good way of grieving, right? Debating on whether to do a mass murder or becoming a legitimate racist and buying a KKK outfit. One of them would be good. Well, that's one hell of a choice you got to make.
Yeah,
there,
what the hell?
Now you would think a guy
This is the worst roguelike I've ever played.
of Zachary's stature would have something of a soft spot for grocery stores, but clearly that wasn't the case. He was apparently out for blood and no free sample or BOGO deal was gonna stop him. In the wake of previous tragic mass shooting events that have taken place at markets like this, when these comments were reported, police weren't willing to take any chances with this guy, and they would pay him a visit.
A social media post that threatened to commit a mass shooting at the Top supermarket in Manlius and suggested racist overtones sent local lawmakers and police into action. After someone called...
Guys, I'm not trying to be crazy or nothing. I don't live somewhere where it snows, but like, this grocery store looks like, I don't know, an Unreal. The way the snow is like draping over the mountaintops looks magical.
The Tops reporting the threat made on Discord.
Zach was arrested a few days after issuing his comments, and his residence would be investigated for any contraband that could be used to carry out his threats. After obtaining a search warrant, police discovered a shotgun and an additional firearm in the house.
Jeez,
Though it was later
he was gonna dual
determined that
wield.
these weapons had been in the family for some time and actually belonged to Zach's father. His dad had recently passed away just days prior, which gave added context to his earlier comments in the Discord chat. You start to get the idea that all of these threats and edgy comments may have been some twisted way of Zach grieving his father's death.
Yeah.
You know, perhaps him just blowing off steam in these Discord chats. Zach's attorney would argue this sentiment on behalf of his client, making the case that Zach's father's passing put him in a dark place and that these threats were empty, nothing more than an emotional outburst in response to the loss of his father. That said, it doesn't excuse Zachary's comments.
Yeah.
We have no way of knowing if he was serious.
It was way too specific. Like, he literally detailed every single thing.
So I'd like to think it was just him lashing out here rather than being a genuine plan. The judge seemed to have the same concern, but given the circumstances, some leniency was shown.
So, I've never been arrested. I know none of you believe me, but like, I feel like judge RNG is huge. Like, you could just get somebody who's so angry and send you to jail for like 900 years, or someone who's like, kids are kids, whatever, you're good.
In the end, Zach was sentenced to serve 1 year of probation. It's understandable to be upset over the passing of a loved one, but any reasonable person should know that threatening innocent grocery store workers and customers with gun violence in a Discord chat isn't the way to go about it. Now that we've discussed two grown-ass adults, let's move to a teenage Discord degenerate.
Oh, here we go.
Whose story just might be one of the funniest out of today's.
Oh, wait, it gets
Dalton
funnier?
Barnhart threatens to kill 7 people in Minecraft.
Twitch streamer ass comment.
Literally. The youngest offender in this mega comp of Discord dumbasses is
Don't mess with me. I'm gonna K-word you in Roblox.
15-year-old Dalton Barnhart, a Discord user and Minecraft player who issued a direct threat of violence to his school and got pulled up on by the police not long after.
Okay, let me read this. LOL, why you care so much? Open up. What's the joke? Playing around with that ain't a good idea. We got him, boys. SWAT crashes through your window. Were they on the Rafflecopter? probs could get you in some serious shit. It ain't a joke when it's a serious problem. Most people have a fear day to day. No longer AFK. Oh my God, he had to type in this. He's right though. Not a ha 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 kind of thing. Unowned. Dalton Barnhart vowed to bring my father's F-15 to my school and K-word 7 people at a minimum. Bro signed it. Why would you do that?
After the whole interaction getting caught in 4K on police body cam. I do want to note that the name Dalton Barnhart was actually a pseudonym and the name of the kid isn't public information.
I, Dalton Barnhart, vow to bring my father's M15 to school and kill 7 people. And Falcon Warrior 920? Who's that?
Falcon Warrior 928, no shot. The username is so embarrassing. We got XXX Shadow Lord XX. That you?
But let's not get ahead of ourselves. How did he get to this point? One day, while playing in a public
Here we go.
Minecraft server, how did he get to this point? One day, while playing in a public Minecraft server, Dalton, who went by the alias Falcon Warrior on both Discord and Minecraft, typed the following to the in-game chat. I, Dalton Barnhart, vow to bring my father's M15 to school and kill 7 people at a minimum. Now, if you look at logs available from where this chat was sourced from, it does appear that Dalton's comment was made with the sole intent of rage baiting in-game.
Yeah.
As you can see, some other players call him out after seeing what he did, issuing comments like, bro, don't say that stuff, calling him an edgelord, etc., etc. And Dalton replies with something along the lines of, LOL, why do you care so much? Dalton reportedly went on to issue other threatening messages on Discord, which got the attention of several others.
He's going on like all fronts. This is a crazy attack.
In his Minecraft community chat. Edgy jokes or not, Dalton's comments and associated Discord were reported to authorities. This resulted in police showing up to the 15-year-old's house and confronting him with the messages that he had made in Minecraft.
Do you think the parents are confused? Like they have to be. They're like, what's Minecraft?
The entire interaction involving his pissed off mother. It's some pretty legendary footage.
I, Dalton Barnhart, vow to bring my father's M15 to school and kill 7 people. And Falcon Warrior 920? Who's that? Yeah. Go ahead and turn around. Put your hands behind your back. He's under arrest currently.
He's got to go on creative mode to get out of this. Fly away, Dalton.
For making a threat to cause a mass shooting / act of terror. It's a
cause a mass shooting?
Yes. He made a statement, a threat, a written threat to plan or to carry out a mass shooting.
But he's just a little kid playing a video game.
The mom is so confused.
That's why the FBI and the local law enforcement is spending so much time, because how do we know he's not going to be the kid from Parkland? He's not going to be the next kid, the kid that shot up Sandy Hook. We don't know that.
These games, these kids say stuff like that all the time. It is a joke.
Damn, what else is he saying?
Guess what
wrong, but it's just a comment. So how is there an arrest?
There's a Florida State.
Dude, my mom would not defend me for this. She'd be like, take her away. You know what? Taser on the way into the car. That'd be great.
The statute says you cannot make a written threat to cause a mass shooting, act, or kill or harm anybody else. So he'll be going to DJJ.
What's that?
The juvenile jail. We're going to go from there. The charge is a felony or an act of terror.
He's a little boy. He didn't do anything wrong. Yes, he's 15, but he's still a little boy, and he's not one of the crazy people out there doing stuff.
What?
Well, he did what he did.
Yeah, but he should have
So did I.
treated as though he is a terrorist or something because he made a silly statement on a stupid video game.
You have a gun?
I have a gun.
Oh! Okay, so he has hands and feet. He can grab your gun and go do something.
He would never do anything like that anyway.
We don't know. We don't know.
No, but I know.
He made the charge. He's going to face the consequences.
Yep, 15-year-old Dalton Barnhart was arrested and taken into custody for a threat issued literally in Minecraft. As far as I know, I don't think Dalton actually faced any serious legal consequences because of, well, you know, his age.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain he was shown some lenience here. Maybe a slap on the wrist, if you will. But
what are you in for? Minecraft.
One thing's for sure, police are no longer standing idly by when online threats are being issued. There have been so many school shootings in past years, it would honestly be negligent for them to do so.
Yeah.
They will find you and they will investigate you, joke or not.
We gonna find you. We gonna find you.
Dalton Barnhart vowed to bring my father's M15 to school and kill 7
He
people.
loves this clip.
He made the charge. He's going to face the consequences.
A common trope we've seen thus far is individuals essentially self-reporting themselves into an FBI investigation.
Yeah, ding-dongs!
And this next example involves a woman who did exactly that, confessing to easily one of the most bizarre crimes in today's video.
Her eyes. What are they called? What are they called when like your eyes have the whites underneath of them? It's like senpaku eyes. I knew the eye can fixer was coming.
Discord e-girl confesses to stealing Nancy Pelosi's hard drive. Meet Riley Williams, a January 6th rioter who allegedly managed to get her hands on a highly coveted piece of technology.
Dang! She did all that? She's got wall hacks or something. How the hell did she get in there?
While inside the Capitol building, Nancy Pelosi's laptop hard drives. Just think of all the insider trading knowledge stored on that thing. You could become a millionaire with the information in those drives.
Riley June Williams was arraigned on Wednesday. The FBI said the 20
I think if you're a girl and you get arrested, you just need to have like a slay mugshot and then everybody online will defend you and then you'll probably get like a lighter sentence. Just make sure if you go out to do something illegal, like have your eyelashes done, like make sure your makeup looks good, like do your hair. Yeah.
The 2-year-old had plans to sell the laptop to Russia's intelligence agency.
Riley allegedly snatched the hard drives from Nancy's office during...
Somebody in chat said, mug shouties. I've never heard that before.
the January 6th chaos and escaped without getting detained by police. After making it home, Riley would allegedly take to Discord to announce the spoils of her trip to the...
Oh, it's a Twitter account? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, or an Instagram account. Wait, really? I had no idea.
At home, Riley would allegedly take to Discord to announce the spoils of her trip to the Capitol. Quote, I stole shit from Nancy Pelosi. I don't care.
Riley.
I took Nancy Pelosi's hard drives. I don't care.
Come
Kill
on,
me.
Riley. She's more fucked than Riley Reid yapping like that on Discord.
Quote. I know some of you are looking at this girl and are like, I can fix her, but
Yeah,
trust
all
me,
of
you
chat.
can't. You want to stay far away. Apparently, Riley was a bit of an attention goblin online.
Ooh,
when she wasn't
streamer.
posting about having Nancy Pelosi's hard drive, she was performing full-on cam shows in her underwear for like 6 dudes in Discord video calls. Riley was eventually arrested.
Well, we have an update on a
What
mid-state
Discord?
woman who took part in the January 6th riot. Riley Williams was sentenced to 3 years in prison. Williams was convicted of interfering with law enforcement and resisting or impeding law enforcement officers. She was not convicted of stealing Nancy Pelosi's laptop, which has yet to be found.
In 2023, Riley was sentenced to serve 3 years in prison for her involvement in the Capitol riots. However, I actually believe Riley may now be out of prison as Trump pardoned most people sentenced for January 6th related crimes, so I don't see why that pardon wouldn't apply to her. So if any of you guys are in the market for a Discord kitten, she's out of the kennel. Now's your chance, bro. Go ahead.
Anybody want her? I must be in The Legend of Zelda because I'm gonna need a link.
I'm sure it'll end well for you.
So this is January 6th. These are the hostages. Approximately 1,500 for a pardon. Yes. Full pardon.
Next, we move on to an individual who may just be the biggest edgelord in today's video, and that's saying a lot.
Oh, wow.
A teenage Discord user who LARPed as a video game villain fantasizing about violence for fun.
They always either go down the path of like pretending to be the Punisher or the Joker. I don't know what video game villain though. What's like somebody that people try to emulate that's from a video game who's evil? Sephiroth. Big Teddies.
And he looks like this, by the way.
I'm sorry,
This
I
is
didn't mean to
Nathaniel
laugh.
Burkett. At the time of this story taking place, Nate was a 17-year-old high school student who essentially spent every waking hour of his life not at school playing video games and shitposting in Discord servers.
And what's wrong with that? Should I have a degree by now? Probably. And what am I doing? Shit posting on Discord.
The kid is your classic attention-seeking server menace, and throughout his decorated career degeneracy, he's issued many threats, essentially LARPing as a psycho serial killer. Let's peruse through this 17-year-old's post history, shall we?
Yes!
Under the usernames Worthless Scum and Demon Slayer 7 as a psycho serial killer. Let's peruse through this 17-year-old's post history, shall we? Under the usernames Worthless Scum and Demon Slayer 7777.
Demon Slayer 7776 was taken? Damn! Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Nate would issue some of these classics. I'm going to kill so many people.
Could he be a little less obvious?
So many bad guys will die.
They're bad guys,
I'm going
it's
to
okay.
stab so many people and make them hurt. I get pretty happy when I imagine myself being a villain and going on a mass murdering spree, like in a movie, as fucked up as it sounds.
Yeah.
I want so many people to die by my hand and then play with their guts while they are still alive. Nobody understands me, but they will understand how dead they will be in a minute.
This is somebody who watches way too much anime. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Then sometimes Nathaniel would show a more reflective and melancholic side, issuing classics to the chat such as this. At this point, I've given up and there's nothing left for me but anger and depression and suicide. I feel like if I ever took over the world, every person that treated me like shit, I would take them and make them suffer and make them have a slow death. And I would enjoy every single minute of it. Okay, that wasn't actually very melancholic at all. It was equally as insane and disturbing as the prior messages. Now, keep in mind, all of this psycho serial killer, I'ma play with your guts murder talk is coming from a guy that looks like this. Bro is literally built
Wait.
Guts murder talk is coming from a guy that looks like this.
It looks like he's pointing at me. No. No.
Bro is literally built like an after-school chess club captain. While we're on the topic of appearance, I'd like to bring up the fact that Nate often posted his insane Discord ramblings using the avatar of Handsome Jack.
I knew it was gonna be Handsome Jack. I'm not even kidding. I should have said that earlier. I thought it in my head.
The character is sadistically evil and takes pleasure in murdering thousands throughout the course of it. You can see why Nate would use the avatar. He wanted to be like Jack, handsome and murderous. Two qualities that he didn't possess, though in fairness, the jury was still out on the latter one. Nathaniel actually speaks on his affinity for Handsome Jack at some point in chats. I've tried looking on the positive side before, but every time I did, I got so confident, so happy, I felt so good, and I do feel great just to have it ripped away by somebody who is either a dick to me, broke up with me, makes fun of me, etc. And at this point, I've given up, and there's nothing left for me but anger, depression, and suicide. I hate to sound dark, but sometimes with this whole Hyperion thing, I feel if I ever took over the world, every person that treated me like shit, I would take them and make them suffer and make them have a slow death. And I would enjoy every single minute of it. That's why I hide myself behind Handsome Jack, because at this point, that's all
I'm sorry. Can you imagine somebody typing all this? They're like, that's why my profile picture is... I don't know. That's why I hide behind Haruhi Suzumiya. That's all I have.
I really feel like a Handsome Jack being betrayed by everyone and being wronged by everyone over and over again till it drives me insane. And right now I got nothing that makes me happier right now but death, or to make those assholes suffer.
This has to be his own Discord server because there's no way he hasn't been banned.
That's all I got right now. Eventually, the brooding and shocking online talk from this quirked up kid would get him in trouble. Some of Nate's messages, specifically the ones claiming he would enact violence, would be reported by members in the Discord server he was in. And authorities found them worrying enough to open up an investigation.
Imagine you're a mod in a Discord and you see a ticket. This guy said he's going to murder everybody. You might want to check that out.
To discovering who Nate was and where he lived. They eventually found success in this venture thanks to Steam, of all places.
Dude, to be fair, Steam goes after criminal scum like crazy. Like, if you get your account stolen, frame one, they're on your side and they attack. They're kind of goated.
After receiving a subpoena, Valve handed over Nate's IP to them and thus his location. After receiving this information, police would pay Nate a visit and he would be arrested shortly after.
No GameCube for you.
Hours and hours and
oh,
hours
here we go. I love this guy.
They said, we need a subpoena. It was 4 days. 4 days until they responded to us. Despite us sending the subpoena and saying, we've got someone who's talking about mass murder, it took them 4 days.
Wow.
So here's what I'd like to ask Steam and Valve. If he'd have been threatening to come into your business and shoot up everybody, would it have taken you 4 days to...
Wait, so Steam can count to 3. They even got to 4.
Provided that data to your local law enforcement agency so we could identify him. That's part of the problem we have.
The officer would reveal that before these threats were reported, Nate's church had actually kicked him out and banned him from ever coming back.
Dude, your life is downhill when the church bans you.
Presumably over something he had either said at church or something that he said online. Not Nathaniel, he's a good little Christian boy.
Along the way, we also determined that a church in Illinois had said, hey, don't come back to our church because of his outrageous comments.
Damn.
The best part about this briefing is when the officer makes a statement to thank the gamers.
But I want to start by thanking the gamers,
yes, that's me,
the moderator,
yes,
who said, whoa, this is dangerous.
Nate certainly was pretty gnarly in his threats, but our next Discord degenerate definitely takes the cake when it comes to specifics.
Dude, I gotta pause for a second just to say this video is awesome. I love his commentary because he's so funny, and the Discord weirdos he's picking are great.
I need to get more serious here. Discord homophobe says he's going to kill exactly 100 gay people. On December 13th of 2022, a man logs into a Discord account featuring an anime profile picture with the name Bloodstained.
Let me guess. K-On profile picture. Or Guts from Berserk. Watch.
And shares this. It's a photo of a modified AR-15 style rifle. Along with it, an extremely concerning caption. 600 West College Avenue, Tallahassee, Florida. 32306. At December 17th, 2022, 100...
Oh, I can't see it. I had Cheddarine on the way.
It's Oscar, damn it! It was Oscar, I should have guessed that! Ah, it makes sense!
Also, Evangelion's great, check it out.
Will die. See you there. It's a specific threat to say the least. And with an apparent attack against FSU's gay community just 4 days out, users who found the post reported it to Discord and the police, hoping to thwart whoever was behind it. Fortunately for the college, though, the individual who issued this threat had an IQ lower than the amount of gay people he was threatening to kill. Bloodstained Sand, in all of his vast wisdom, had registered his Discord account under an email that featured, you guessed it, his full name.
You gotta be kidding me.
Why would you do that?
That being Sean Michael Albert. The FBI later got a hold of his IP and correctly identified Albert as a 19-year-old college student.
Eto. That's not me. I'm not Albert San. G9.
Attending Full Sail University in Winter Park, Florida. Before attempting to make an arrest, investigators dug up everything they could in regard to Sean's history as Bloodstained Sand on Discord. In this venture, they found a slew of sus comments, racist, and homophobic remarks such as these. Kill all joggers, which, if you know, you know. A genocide on needs to happen, not even a question. And when someone asked what his plans were one weekend, he replied, tear gas a synagogue.
Damn!
I mean, I was thinking we could watch the game, but I'll do you, bro. In the wake of his threat against the university, the FBI learned that this ornery fellow would be traveling to the Orlando International Airport. And
no! We just watched a body cam at MCO! Was he the baby that was born from that lady in the actual waiting room?
There that they would pay him a visit. At the airport, the feds detained and interrogated Sean. It's reported they initially offered him 3 guesses as to why they were speaking with him.
I do not want to be arrested and start talking to Officer Sphinx. Bro, the Riddler.
Which would lead to him admitting to publishing, quote, an online post that may be perceived as a mass shooting threat, unquote. Yeah, you see, Albert claimed that the very specific threat with date, time, address, method of violence, it was all just a joke, meant to be ironic and
It was a prank. It was a prank,
As
bro.
a matter of fact, he didn't think it was illegal. Come on, guys, you don't think this is funny? You're telling me that if I specifically say I'm gonna kill 100 gay people at 6 o'clock on a Friday, I can't do that?
Yeah, guys, Ashton Kutcher should be coming out like right about now. Ashton?
Literally 1984. Now, in fairness to Mr. Albert, officials later determined the gun image and the gun shown in it wasn't actually his. It was a photo that he had taken off of a Reddit post. But that doesn't really change much in the grand scheme of things here. Who cares if it wasn't his photo? When you're dealing with a twisted freak like this who's making threats like this, nah, dog, you're getting charged.
True.
The mentally deranged Sean Michael Albert, aka Bloodstained Sand, would be arrested by the FBI and charged with issuing terroristic threats. He waived his preliminary hearing and would be detained for months before eventually pleading guilty to making threats in interstate commerce. While jailed for a time, according to reports, it appears Sean Michael Albert is out on supervised release, but he will remain on the radar of the courts at least until the end of 2025.
Dude, you know how to put this guy in jail for real? Like he's never gonna do anything ever again? Take away his internet access for 3 years. He's gonna go absolutely insane. You know he's chronically online.
While it's possible Sean was only posting his bombastic messages to Discord for attention, our next subject may have had more serious plans. High schooler threatens to kill students who paid for her medical bills.
What?
This story is one involving a high schooler who vowed to hurt the very students who once fundraised money to save her life.
What do you want from me then? Can I do nothing right? This is crazy. This is like a South Park episode.
In 2022, Trinity Shockley, a Mooresville, Indiana high school student, was tragically hit by a drunk driver.
We have an update on the case of a Mooresville high school student hit by a suspected drunk driver while walking to her bus stop on Tuesday morning.
Oh my God!
15-year-old Trinity Shockley is still in the hospital, according to her family. She's suffering from multiple broken bones, her femur, her arm, and a fractured vertebrae and skull. She's also bleeding in the brain in 2 places and may need surgery for her ACL. Shockley's aunt describes her as spunky and outgoing with a good sense of humor. She also tells us she's close to her father, Tim, who is a veteran.
The teenager suffered multiple life-threatening injuries, and the drunk driver broke several of her bones in the collision. While the drunk driver would be apprehended and jailed, Trinity was left in rough condition and had a staggering amount of medical bills to reconcile.
Dude, that sucks.
That's where her community and fellow students stepped in, together raising over $25,000 for Trinity's recovery.
Wow.
Thankfully, with the help of all involved, she would recover, and this seemed like the end of the affair. A feel-good story involving a tight-knit community standing up for a young person in need.
That was wholesome.
Mooresville students and staff coming together tonight to help Trinity Shockley.
Dude, that is true. I never thought about that. Pyrotechnic Kid said, why weren't the medical bills sent to the guy that hit her? Good idea. Dude, that would make like so many people think twice. And that's the sad thing because they should already think twice. But that is a really, 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 really good idea. I never thought about that. You're president now.
She's the high school student who was injured when a car hit her at a bus stop. Mooresville High School shared these photos with us tonight. They exceeded their fundraising goal of $25,000.
Wow.
So Mr. Love got a buzz cut and looks good there.
Well, NASCAR
the high school was not the only group donating money for Trinity's medical expenses. The advanced physical condition classes at Paul Hadley Middle School in Mooresville.
Somebody chat said that's what it should be, but no. Innocent until proven guilty. I wasn't trying to be all wild with it.
Also got involved by raising $7,600 for her medical expenses through their Lift-a-thon.
Sadly, it seems this gesture of goodwill was lost on Trinity, as in the shadows, she was secretly studying and becoming fixated on violent school shooters, and would confess to wanting to commit her own, at the very school that helped her out, no less.
Can this be like a brain damage or like a hemorrhage moment? Because if she didn't act like this before the accident, something had to have happened.
Sometime after recovering from the whole drunk driver debacle on Discord, Trinity confessed to a user going by the name TCC Mama that she was on the verge of shooting up her school.
Yeah, or trauma.
The very school that raised money for her medical situation. She claimed that she would use an AR-15, calling her plot Parkland Part 2, and revealed to the user that she had been planning it for about a year. Trinity apparently had an obsession with Nicholas Cruz, the Parkland shooter who killed 17 students at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School back in 2018.
Those glasses are horrible.
Her admiration for this vile figure was blatant. She reportedly wore a heart-shaped locket with Cruz's picture in it and scribbled love notes and notebooks
has to be going on here.
fantasizing of
There's
a life
no
with
way.
a convicted mass murderer. And Trinity didn't stop at words and written threats. She had photos too. The girl showed off 10 Magpul AR-15 magazines to another Discord user who went by the name Sasha and reportedly bragged about buying a bulletproof vest. Her plan was specific. She was going to strike during lunch for the most victims, and she said that her best friend would be the first target.
I'm no expert on this, but people have had head-based injuries are supposed to have their behavior and mental state checked on by professionals. There's been times where people's head injuries have led them going to 180 on their personality. That's what I was asking, because the way that they were describing her before was totally different.
This best friend is unnamed in the chats. Again, all of this anger towards the community that helped her.
Authorities got a tip that Trinity Shockley had been planning the attack for a year. They say she had access to an AR-15 and a bulletproof vest. Also, she idolized mass shooters like the Parkland gunman.
I don't know. Maybe you guys might be right that it was planned before the accident. I'm kind of confused. I don't know. This is like very shocking.
The pictures in her room they look like family photographs, like you would put of your kids, but they were all of people that had committed mass shootings.
This is crazy.
I mean, you always hear people talk about Gen Z this, Gen Z that, but bro, I mean, someone would eventually catch wind of these threats and tipped off the Sandy Hook Promise anonymous reporting system, sharing Trinity's posts with the AR-15 bulletproof vests and Cruz fixation, along with the screenshots of the Parkland Part 2 claim. The FBI traced Trinity's Discord back to her home address, and local police swooped in with a warrant. Inside, they found a photo collage consisting of school shooters, including some of Nicholas Cruz, and various notebooks as well with who knows what. At first, Trinity called it a big joke, an ironic fixation.
Everybody says that. It was a prank. It was a prank, I swear.
But she later cracked under questioning, admitting to actually having a lunchtime murder plot in the works, scheduled for Valentine's Day, no less.
Yeah, that would not work in real life. Guys, every time I said that I was into feet, I was joking. When I was playing Dark Souls and I kept looking at the Firekeeper's grippers, like, it was a prank. Like, I was just Twitch acting, I swear to God.
Trinity was charged with conspiracy to commit murder and terrorism-related counts. Then she was locked up in Morgan County Jail without bond. She is currently awaiting further proceedings, and her fate remains in the hands of the court. As you come to find, issuing threats to Discord will get you a police incursion, but that's not the only way to get the cops at your door. This next user drew attention to himself off username alone. The arrest of Kid666. Yes, that was actually the guy's username, and you'll never guess what he's in trouble for. William John Scott Tulco Jr. was an avid player of the game World War Z. And
This was his username in the game? Does the game have no filtering on names at all?
garnered a notorious reputation for being a toxic player. Why? Well, aside from griefing other players, he often went by the username Kid666 on the—
What is more toxic of a community? This game or Rust? Which one's worse? I'm just doing some education right here. Rust? Rust is worse? Huh.
The World War Z Discord server, and would frequently set his status to Discord as child as the game that he was playing. Naturally, this was concerning to other DayZ Discord community members. People would start taking and posting screenshots of Kid666's disgusting antics to Reddit, and these images showcasing his vile conduct circulated around the site as people discussed horror stories of their interactions with him in-game and in other areas of the internet. And the picture that they painted wasn't pretty. This is a real dude. I put a comment in the subreddit, but something seriously is wrong with him. Was rude to a fellow gamer, called me the N-word right off the bat. Called me a snowflake, told me he carries everyone, and then told me to kill myself.
Oh my God! Is this the normal interaction in this game? He just did all of them in like one session.
This person is infamous in the World War Z community. He kills his own teammates, then leaves like a pathetic coward. I have unfortunately had the unlucky opportunity of being matchmade with him. I think I found his profile on.
Guys, this is like not the same thing at all, but the only time I've ever been pissed in a League of Legends game, okay, that was a lie. The most pissed I've ever been was when I was in a game and this girl started throwing like crazy, like just running it down. Then she was like, oh yeah, my boyfriend cheated on me and this is his ranked account, so I'm trying to get him to bronze. I was pissed when in the back of my head I was like, okay.
Xbox.
I lost, by the way.
An edgelord cuck. He pretends to be Siberian too, then argues he's super good as gunslinger, but all he does is playing Vanguard and team killing. The satanic stuff alone and stuff is huge repulsive. I blocked an alt account with kids inside. Not sure what it is, but whatever. Hey, don't lump us Satanists in with this sack of garbage. We hate people like this just
you coming for the wrong people. Leave me out of this shit.
As much as everyone else. And our tenets explicitly forbid causing harm or violating another person's autonomy. Yeah, not even the Satanists were backing this guy. You know he's an evil motherfucker. Now, while these anecdotes thus far have been sharing creepy and unsettling experiences with this guy, a follow-up comment by a user named ExoBritneyC would suggest police needed to get involved. At this point, someone needs to call the cops. He has a picture of a little girl with money all over her. I will contact my sheriff's office tomorrow afternoon and see what can be done and what steps to take. Actually, I would probably contact Discord first and then call my sheriff's office to ask them what I can do about this person and the fact Discord could allow light CP for profile pictures. Update. I reported him to the authorities. Probably all I should say other than people need to report him too. A few individuals want the problem
mass report and spam.
Generally, you would expect a Reddit reply to not yield much when it comes to getting charges to stick. But in this case, authorities were actually able to track down Kid666 and unmask him as William John Scott Tolko Jr.
Okay, I'm gonna say we heard the username the first time. I'm sorry, my editor's gonna have to go through and bleep it every time. But like, he keeps just saying the legal name this guy goes by on Discord every single time.
And what do you know, this guy had a bunch of CSAM in his possession. William was later charged with 10 counts, including possession and 2 related to distribution of CP. Hopefully this dirtbag spends over a decade in prison and is on the registry for life. Time to lighten things up a bit. Our next self-reporting Discord degenerate is a young man who ruined his life by posting confidential government documents to a rather absurdly named Discord server.
What?
This is Jack Teixeira.
Hi,
21
Jack.
years old at the time of this story taking place. Jack was very much online and spent a good deal of time gaming, playing
touching his
Halo and
beanstalk.
Call of Duty with friends that he had made on Discord under the name Jack the Dripper. His interest in Call of
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, Jack the Dripper is kind of a based username. That is crazy. What an awesome name. That is good.
Duty in particular isn't surprising as the young man comes from a family with a military background.
Oh my God.
This would be the path that Jack himself would take, as he joined the Massachusetts National Guard immediately upon graduating high school. Within the first few years of serving at the 102nd Intelligence Wing at Otis Air National Guard Base, Jack served as an airman first class and was on the fast track to even higher positions. Even
now
with
how's he
this
gonna
career,
screw this
his
up?
online life continued, and Jack would meet many like-minded people through his gaming misadventures and also just in random corners of the internet. Teixeira.
Why is everybody seeing Thug Shaker Central? Where the hell is this going? The world is a crazy place.
Was raised in a Catholic household and was right-leaning in his beliefs, especially when it came to gun control. Many of those he bonded with held similar outlooks while sharing the same ties to gaming culture. Which leads us to a Discord server created by Jack and his associates made to discuss their shared interests. In October of 2022, Jack and his friends would create a now infamous Discord server known as Thug Shaker Central, the bizarre name having its roots in a dance move performed in homosexual pornography. However, despite the
I was just dancing because he was dancing. I didn't know that's what I was referencing. I'm sorry.
name, the server wasn't full of gay porn. Rather, it was a place of cantankerous online antics engaged in by Jack and his crew. Thug Shaker Central has been described by the media in quotes such as a place where Jack shared his love for guns and memes and video games, unquote. Okay. More specifically, though, Thug Shaker Central was a hub for leaking confidential government documents.
What?
See, Jack was using Thug Shaker Central as a repository to post military documents stolen using his clearance on base.
Oh
Jack
my
would use
God.
his clearance to access and take photos of various high-security documents and leak them to this community of friends for seemingly no other reason than to impress them. For the next 4 months, starting in October, he would publicize 300 different files that were originally intended for military leaders to make informed decisions on future strategies regarding the Ukraine war. Some focused on plans for the Ukrainian military and exposing operational vulnerabilities, and other things that could especially be harmful if they fell into Russian hands.
Yeah, wait, he's leaking for Discord Nitro?
From what's known, Thug Shaker Central had at least 24 active members, and yet for the time being, none of them mirrored these documents elsewhere online. This would change when in late February, one of the other members
Discord
went rogue
server
and posted some of the documents into a Minecraft Discord server called
I thought it was gonna be Reddit, but he had to tell everybody in the Minecraft community.
called Minecraft Earth Map. From here, they were visible to thousands of people and soon got shared further and further and eventually were uploaded onto a Russian Telegram channel about a month later. This was reported on by the New York Post, and it was then that the US government took notice of the leaks and began their own formal investigation. After a week of tracking the origins of the leak, Teixeira's online handles, Jack the Dripper and Excalibur Effect, were discovered and linked to the matter.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, he has a great naming convention. He kind of goes off on that. He should not have been leaking documents. He should like have a VGen or like a Fiverr where he names your Minecraft account.
From here, he was promptly arrested by the FBI on April 13th of 2023. Next to his bed, they apparently found a stockpile of weapons, including handguns, shotguns, and an AK-style rifle. Upon being taken in, he was charged with violating the Espionage Act, as well as removal and retention of classified documents without authorization, and he faced a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison for the first charge, an additional 5 for the second. During the court proceedings, many shocking things about Teixeira were discovered, such as the fact that he had made several threatening remarks online towards multiple minority groups, and in one instance, remarks led to a suspension at school that prevented him from getting a gun license prior to joining the National Guard. On June 15th, he was formally indicted and held without the possibility for bail after being considered a flight risk and a danger to society due to the information he could potentially still spread.
Wait, you can get a charge of danger to society? That's real?
As well as possible violent acts that he may seek to commit given his history. 6 days later, he chose to plead not guilty. In 2024, Jack was found guilty and sentenced to serve 15 years in prison for his involvement in the Thug Shaker Central debacle. Was it worth it? Thug Shaker Central is quite a name for a
Dude, I saw a tweet the other day that made me feel old. Like, it was like a picture, this might have to be cut out, it depends on what CD thinks. It was a gif of an anime girl shaking her butt in the camera, and she goes, "Oh, you like that?" And then everybody in the comments was like, "Ew, like, twerking is gross. Like, shaking your butt's disgusting. Like, why are people into this?" Huh? When did that change?
Discord community, but crimes have occurred in far less suspecting servers. The Pokemon Go Discord server shooter. You might be surprised to find that places as innocuous as a Pokemon Go Discord server aren't immune to people issuing death threats.
Yeah, go to jail.
In 2023, a Pokemon Go player using the pseudonym Paul Allen, yet another American Psycho reference, today's video.
Be original.
Well, he would issue a direct threat in the chat. I, Dominic Valentine, vow to shoot up Loggers Run Middle School on Monday morning.
Wait. What was that about Jared Leto? Oh, wait, never mind. That was
Dominic Valentine
vowed
to shoot up Loggers Run Middle School on Monday morning. Gonna shoot 6 students.
Nice.
While the reason for the threat being issued is unclear, this YouTuber believes that the individual may have gotten pissed off after losing a high-stakes Pokemon battle.
You ever just lose at a Pokemon Go gym and feel like you're just gonna go do something extremely illegal? There's no way!
And he just lashed out. The threat was instantly reported by several users, which eventually led to police identifying and arresting the issuer. That being a 22-year-old Florida man named Fernando Gate.
Why is it always Florida? Is Florida not the best we have to offer?
When detained by police, Fernando admitted to making the threat. The man's father, who he apparently lived with, claimed his son would have no way to follow through with such a promise, as firearms in the homes were secured in a safe. But police weren't taking any chances with the guy, and he had to Pokemon Go to jail.
I said that
While
earlier.
in custody, the man's explanation for issuing the threat was that he was, quote, very angry.
Guys, I was just mad. Like, let me get it out of my system, okay? I was just feeling a little ragey.
Fernando was booked into the Palm County Jail, and a judge set his bond at $1 million. He was ordered to not have any contact with the school that he threatened.
I'm mad. Time to die. That was funny.
And was forbidden from using the internet for a while.
I'd like to once again thank MyHeritage DNA for sponsoring today's video. Make sure you click the link.
Dude, in today's day and age, being banned from the internet is actually worse than going to jail. Wait, they don't have the internet in jail. Never mind, you know what I'm saying.
Below or scan the QR code and use code WAVY to get 10% off your purchase of a MyHeritage DNA
Wait,
kit.
they do? Wait, they got internet in prison? What the hell am I doing paying bills? Well, bye, everybody. Thank you for being here. This might be the last stream I ever have.
And with that, we've completed our tour through the rogues gallery of Discord degenerates that have incriminated themselves through their own words. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you leave a comment down below for what you want me to talk about next, and I'll see you later. I want to give a major shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, patrons.
wavywebsurf out. Peace.
I love this guy's videos. That was an amazing video. Holy crap. That was awesome. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I super appreciate it. If you're new here, check out the original and also subscribe and like. It helps me out. Or if you want to go above and beyond, use code Berry for 10% off your gamer subs order. Helps me get a booba cup.